speak. Hey, yeah, Jen here from the west coast of Ireland. Do you ever catch yourself saying things like, oh, I would love to do this, or I'd love to have this, or I would love to be this, okay? I would love to become a rock star, or I would love to be a teacher, or to write a book. I would love to know how to cook that dish, for example, whatever it is. And you're just giving up on that idea, or you gave up on it a long time ago simply because you just don't think it's possible. Well, the message today is that anything is possible if you set your mind to it, and as long as you apply those three steps to success in having anything that you want. How to be successful in anything that you set your mind to. It's that simple, whether it's a small project, like I'm going to, organize an event, or a bigger project, I want to write a book for the first time in my life, or I love to cook that recipe that I tasted the other day. I would love to do that. Or whether it's your life dreams of, becoming whatever it is that floats your boat, talents that you have, maybe it's selling millions of records, or making more money than you ever had in your life, and decided that the time has come. So whatever your project is, there are 3 steps, 3 principles, whatever you want to call them, that you have to know, be aware of, apply. And yes, this applies for anybody, anything. Step number 1, you've got to see it. You've got to see what you want. Okay, it sounds kind of obvious, but when I say see it, it has to be clear, crystal clear in your mind what it is you want to achieve. Of course, the bigger, the more important it is that you visualize, have this vision, because you're going to start something new. You have something in mind, right? You're not just going to start going aimlessly, like even if it's just something as simple as a recipe, exactly what it looks like, what it tastes like, smell like, and that's what you want to go for. Okay, so this is very important, to know what you want, and to have a clear image, a clear vision of it. And sometimes it helps, just to create an image, to have it physically in front of you. Take pictures of that dream, of that recipe. Maybe if it's a book you want to write, what is the end result when you have accomplished that goal? But you have a picture of the book. It could be a picture of the celebration party you're going to have afterwards. Something that keeps you focused on what it is you want to achieve. Step number 1, see it. Step number 2, take action, take the steps, follow the instructions, follow the recipe, do whatever it takes to get there. And that's where a lot of people get confused, but I don't know how, I've never done this before. Then what do? You just start with what you have. If you're going to make a recipe, for example, let's say you want to make, I don't know, shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie. I don't know why I say that. It's not like I ever make it. It's something simple, but you never made it before. And what do? You go find a recipe book, you follow the instructions, or you go on internet and Google it, or you call your mom or your friend or whatever, or someone who knows how to do it, and you follow the recipe. Sometimes you don't have a recipe, you take action anyway, you go with the intuition, you try things. The importance here is that you start moving and taking action, right? And yes, that applies to something as simple as making shepherd's pie, to as becoming a writer, writing a book, creating an album, or having a successful business on the internet. Whatever it is that you want, you set your mind to, that you desire, and that you say, yes, I'm going to do that. Now that's where a lot of time, because this is something new, something never done before, challenges come in the way. you know. And a lot of time those challenges are other people who come to you is, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why can't you stick to what you've been doing until now? You know, what came to you? What makes you think you can write a book? What can't you think you can? Why do you want to make shepherd's pie when you've made pasta all your life? That is when a lot of people start doubting themselves and giving up on this new project that they were inspired to. So this is part of it, you know. Every project, everything that you take on is going to have its challenges and obstacles, so that is to be expected. But what to remember is, as long as you have that clear vision, as long as you're taking the steps, there is no reason, there's nothing that can make you stop. However, these 2 steps are not valid until you have the 3rd element into place, which is have faith in what you're doing. Know that what you're doing is going to come to an end result. From the beginning to the process of it, if you don't have faith in what you're doing, if you don't believe it, if you don't expect to see some result, it's not going to happen. All right, so we're not talking about hoping and see how it goes. And again, that applies to anything, to the smallest thing, to the simplest thing, such as, you know, making a new recipe, to achieving your life dreams, your life goals. If you don't believe it and you let doubts creep inside of you, yes, you're not going to get there, and you're going to prove yourself right, you know, especially when others come along and say, well, so how are you getting on? How are you coming along? Where's, you know, that all that money you've been talking about? Don't let that distract you, because if you have your vision, if you have your picture and you've put in the work, you know, it's like sowing a plant. You're sowing the seeds, you know what to expect, and you're putting in the work every day. You cultivate it, you nurture it, you water it, you do the right thing. You make sure it has the right amount of sunshine, you make sure it has the right amount of water, and yet, you know, it's going to take time. So there is nothing yet coming at the surface, but you know yourself, because you're the one who's planted the seeds. You know that it's growing, you know that the roots are taking and they're growing stronger. However, it's not visible. It's not visible to you, it's not visible to them. And yes, someone's going to come along and say, well, where is it? And start planting doubt in yourself. And say, well, why don't you go back to what you're doing before? This is obviously not working. If you know, if you have faith, then you know it is there, and it's not visible yet, and it might take longer, and it might take persistence and effort, but you know it's there, and your results are inevitable, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so the point of this again is, whatever you do, how big or small it is, just never ever give up, because you never know how close you might be. All right, so again, step number 1, get to see what it is you want to achieve. Number 2, take actions, any actions, from where you are with what you have. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be like somebody else is doing. Just do what you have to do to your best of your ability. And last but not least, have faith. Know that it's coming. Not hope, but know and expect it. And that's your recipe to success. And there is no way, no one, nothing that can stop you if you put those 3 principles, and you have those 3 principles into place. All right, so think about that, and anything that you start, anything that you're going to take on, please remember to apply those 3 principles and make it a habit in everything that you do. I'm wishing all the best in everything that you decide to achieve. Jennifer Asada from the west coast of Ireland, and I will be seeing you again in the next video very soon. Bye!